Today's recipe is we're going to show you how to sear crispy salmon in a pan. Okay, look at this beautiful salmon. Today's recipe is we're going to show you how to sear crispy salmon in a pan. So please let me know if you have ever seared salmon, if you have any questions about searing fish or cooking in the pan, because I'd like to know. Write it in the comments. I'll respond. Maybe we can share some information on that as well. So also please stick around to the end of this show because we've got so much points and tips to share with you. I'm Chef Don McMillan, and it is my pleasure to bring these wonderful ingredients to you. And please subscribe to our channel because we've got so much to offer and you're going to want to see every one of our videos. So let's get started with seasoning our salmon. So my first chore is to peel the ginger. I'm using fresh ginger, and I just use a spoon, put my finger on the back of the bowl, and see how it removes the skin so easily. Just a matter of just doing it like that. I don't want the skin into the dish, that's why I'm removing it. And the ginger is going to give it such a very nice flavor. This is more of an Asian inspired dish, so you'll see some of the other ingredients that I'm using that were equally flavorful. Alright, now we've peeled our ginger. Let's go ahead and use our zester here, or our grater, and we're just going to grate all this wonderful, flavorful ginger into the dish. Everything we do, as you already know, is about the flavor. So when you're thinking about cooking or marinating, you want to think how it's going to finish so that it would be flavorful and enjoyable by your family, your guests, and even ourselves, because it is so very important. Now, look at all that down there. Let's get that off. Put that into our dish. And the next ingredient I'm going to use, using the same zester, is I'm going to put some garlic. I'm using fresh garlic because I like the flavor of fresh garlic. You can also use a garlic press if you have one. That works just as well. Or if you wish, you can just chop it up with a knife. But I have this wonderful zester here, so I want to put it to use. There's our garlic. Let's get that out. Put that right into the dish. Next ingredient I want to add, black pepper. Let's put some black pepper in there. And then we have paprika. Now I'm using Hungarian paprika. So I would suggest use that because it has a lot more flavor. And we're going to add in some soy sauce. This is why we're not adding salt, because it has plenty of sodium in there already. One more ingredient I want to add is some onion. So for our onion, I'm going to take my onion, I remove a little bit of the root and part of the flower part. I'm going to remove the outside 2 layers of onion skin like this. And the next thing I'm going to do is to dice it. So you'll see when I dice, I make an invisible line on this side of the onion and I make a series of vertical slices down. And then the root is holding our onion together, so we'll flip it a quarter turn and do it again. And look at that perfect dice every time. Flip it over, cut around the root, and we don't need that anymore. So let's go ahead and put our diced onion into the dish. And what I want to do now is to flip it so that it catches some of that marinade on both sides. You can also do this in a Ziploc bag. That works just as well. Let's get that marinade on there. Make it happy, make it flavorful. You need to let this set at room temperature for about 15 minutes. If you wish, you can actually put it into a Ziploc bag and place it into your refrigerator and marinate it overnight. Okay, let's see if our pan is hot, because we put it on high right now, and I want to sear the fish in the pan. So let's just put just a drop of water. If it sizzles, we know the pan's ready. Okay, I can hear that. Water's going to evaporate. I'm now going to add in some olive oil. Let's go ahead and swirl it so that it coats the whole bottom of the pan. And now I'm going to add in our salmon. So it's got all this wonderful flavor on there. Let me just push it off to the side a little bit. Pick up our fillet. And into the pan it goes. You're going to hear a big sizzle, and then it's going to start searing almost immediately. The liquid that is in there from the soy sauce is starting to evaporate. And we're not going to flip it for just a while. We want to get it nice and seared on one side and then flip it to the second. Okay, let's just check our salmon to see how it's doing on that other side. I'm going to be sure the oil in the bottom of the pan is distributed correctly. There it is. Let's go ahead and put a little bit of the juices that we have in here on the other side. Keep it going. Oh, that looks good. Remember, it's not going to take a whole long period of time. Probably a total of maybe 2 minutes on each side, about 4 minutes. So what I'm scraping off now are those onions that have caramelized on the other side. When it was doing that, it was giving this beautiful fillet even more flavor. That caramelization, the sugar coming out of the onions. That's what you see, the brown in here. That is all part of the caramelization. And this is almost done. Oh, yep. Let's just do that. Let's get ready to plate this wonderful dish. Look at the other side. Be sure it's nice and crispy. Scrape off any of the onions that have caramelized. Oh man, the smell is killing everybody here, but it is so good. You see how it's starting to flake? It's done. As soon as you see that flaky part on there, you know it's ready. Let's go ahead and plate this on here. And you'll notice on my plate, I have here some of my dill sour cream sauce. It is really wonderful, and of course if you want that recipe, it's located on my poached salmon recipe. It goes great with salmon and lots of other great foods. Let's go ahead and dress this plate up just a little bit. We're going to take some lemon slices and dip them. I've got some cilantro that I chopped up, and I just dip them in there so they stick. Give it a little bit of a color, right? And this is it. Now, of course, you're going to share with me any of the information that you have about recipes. Maybe you want to know some different things about cooking salmon or pan searing fish. I'd love to do that for you. Please be sure to leave a comment. Definitely you've got to subscribe to our channel. And also you got to remember that everything we cook here is simple and delicious.